fights of his, and then during the course of the fight, certain tendencies might stand out more. For example, when you do this, he's often doing that. This is how you deal with that situation. So we're trying to, but when you get off to a bad start like that, you know, at the same time we're trying to, situations were occurring that we didn't want to happen, so we're trying to deal with those situations. This is the best way to deal with that. And then, you know, this is the best way to deal with that situation in a safety first manner. And then these are situations where, you know, you might take a risk on this situation keeps happening, you're going to have to be ballsy in this situation. And he did that. And there was a couple of shots that he landed when he did do those things and settled things down or hurt Daniel. And then the application after that wasn't quite what we was looking for. So, but this is heavyweight boxing, you know. These things happen. Doesn't mean that it's okay. Doesn't mean that it's fine. Doesn't mean that we're not going to go back and say, look, you know, we need to do this better, or this is a situation that we need to look at and review. But you know, we're well aware, and he went out on his shield, and that's all you can ask for.
Ben, I spoke to Usyk, and he basically said that AJ was in the pocket for too long, and his right hand was too low, and he was leaning back rather than taking a step back. He said that was the reason why he kept taking the right hands.
Yeah, his feet were lagging a little bit. He wasn't as sharp on his feet. You know, that was something that we spoke about. We wanted him to defend his feet first in situations when Daniel was rushing in, or drop and tie up. We didn't want him to sit there, catch him for too long. You know, Daniel was heavy-handed, not a smart approach. And of course, didn't want him getting caught, not being ready, and unaware. And those things unfortunately happen.
Ellie, AJ has had setbacks before that he's overcome. Do you see this one being any different? How do you make sure that he gets through this?
I mean, because I know he'll be consistent, you know, and I think the key now is to make sure that when he comes back physically, he's fine. I mean, I don't, you know, I don't see it being a fight that ends his career. But as I said, he's in the final chapter or chapters of the career. That was a big blow because we fancied winning tonight and then fighting the winner of Fury against Usyk, and we may end up fighting the loser of that fight. Maybe if it's Tyson Fury, but you know, you've got the ESBR rematch, you've got other fights out there. But I think it's really about returning to the gym and having time off and seeing how you come back with them. You know, I mean, a lot depends on how you're performing in the gym. And like I say, we've been performing really well in the gym. So no excuses, like we can't sit here and say, oh yeah, we didn't feel great in the gym or we didn't look good. We did, and we fancied it tonight, but we were beaten by a bad man.
Eddie, you've mentioned the ESBR rematch and Fury like as a next fight. Is that realistic, or would there want to be maybe a rebuild fight, or do rebuild fights happen?
I mean, look, again, we're a team, so we discuss all of this together. The rebuild, you know, at this stage, I mean, we've rebuilt. We've had 4 good wins. The last 2 look really good, and we got beat tonight. So, do we want to go and rebuild with another 2 or 3 fights? I don't think so. But we definitely have to make the right steps. It's a very important decision. The next one, because it could be the end of the road. The next one. You know, and you want to make sure that you're in the right fight at the right time with the right preparation. And if that involves a rebuild fight, maybe we'll look at it. But I don't feel like at this stage in his career he's going to want to go for a training camp for a small fight. He wants to be in the big fights. And I think when he reflects tonight, weirdly, I mean, he's going to be devastated, but there is a little bit of an element that he enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? Because he kind of said yesterday that he's ready to go to war. And he did go to war. Unfortunately, he came out on the poor end. But he did dig in, you know, and he never stopped trying to win, even, like I said, when he didn't have his legs.
Eddie, when AJ lost previously, obviously he jumped straight back into the rematch. Is it going to be difficult to maybe, not necessarily convincing, but talk to him about the other possibilities because his head not hit correctly?
Yeah, I think he's always, you know, if you look at his 2 defeats, after the fight, the following day, he never wavered from wanting to take the rematch. I mean, to be honest with you, everyone told us not to fight Alexander Usyk, to just vacate the belt. This is in the first fight. But the plan and the dream was always to be undisputed, and it was a waste of time vacating the belt. The rematch, everyone said to him, don't take the rematch with Alexander Usyk, and he said, I'm taking the rematch. They also told him not to go straight into the Andy Ruiz rematch, and he won every round in that fight. So this is a fight where, you can see online, you don't want to go back into that rematch. It's dangerous. Dubois is going to be full of confidence. We think that AJ can perform much better, but there will be other options out there for him. But I know that in his head, any fighter will want to avenge a defeat. But it's our job to look commercially at the fight. I just know he's going to want a big fight. I just don't believe he's going to want to come back in February or March and have a run out, Hellenius or Frankfurt or these kind of fights. We've done that, and I feel like the next decision will be very important.
I know we don't have to go through AJ's list of achievements